Hey Kit and Krysta, Paul Gill Network here, and I just wanted to say thank you for having me on as a guest in this week's podcast to talk a little bit about the Nintendo World Championships 2015 event. It's hard to believe it, but that was 9 years ago at the then Nokia Center in Los Angeles, and of course I went dressed up as Ryu from Street Fighter. Why did I do that? Well, that morning, Nintendo revealed that Ryu was coming to Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and for 3DS as a DLC character, and that at the Nintendo World Championships event later that afternoon, if you dressed up as a Nintendo character or adjacent character, you would get to sit in one of the first two rows. So it was a win-win for me. I've got my Ryu attire on always because I am a martial arts practitioner, and it was just awesome to be there. An electric crowd, great Nintendo music, figureheads such as Shigeru Miyamoto and Reggie Fils-Aimé being on stage, awesome friends from the video game industry, fellow journalists, fellow YouTubers, etc. were there in-house, excited, and Nintendo put on a really cool event. You know, it was 25 years since the first and only Nintendo World Championships event in 1990, so it was kind of a tribute to that a quarter century later. Let's do this thing again. And I like that. John Numbers, congratulations to him once again. He was nice. He deserved that win that Nintendo set up, for a month in advance. They let us media know, hey, at Best Buy locations, these 8 around the United States, you show up, you make it to the qualifying rounds, and then, the several of you will be there in Los Angeles to compete for the crown. So that was really neat. But in addition to being a video game face-off of several titles that you had to play and make your way through the ladder to become number one, it was also a celebration of sorts because Nintendo was struggling a little bit during that time. The Nintendo 3DS wasn't doing bad. It actually was doing fine, but not as good as the Nintendo DS was the generation before. But Wii U was struggling. It was 2 years and 7 months into the Wii U's life, and that Nintendo Switch was, in the distant future for all we knew at that point. And Nintendo kind of needed to show the world, hey, we still matter as a brand, as a company. We have thousands, we have millions of fans around the globe that do care, that will show up, that will tweet and talk about it, take pictures and videos, and make it a big deal. Was it successful in that aspect? I kind of think so, because if you think about it, the way I look at it is Nintendo World Championships 2015 walked so events like Nintendo Live could run. It kind of set the foundation of things to come. And I just had a really good time. It was cool listening to the music, participating in trivia, seeing everybody dress up. Look at that 15-second clip that I sent you, and you'll see the power of the Shoryuken when PGN busted that out and everyone cheered, and that was a cool highlight for me. And feel free to share any of the pictures, like with Keiji Inafune, creator of Mega Man, and me, Mr. Yoshinori Ono from Capcom, who was delighted to see me there as much as I was to see him, because he took charge of Street Fighter for a good while there. And, we met several years prior when I was included into Street Fighter 4 as a background character. So him being happy that Ryu made it into Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS was cool, and that was just an awesome additional highlight to everything else that I mentioned. And, great seeing Nintendo friends like Gil Ruda, Nate Bildorf, and Rich Amtower, and just, everything. A celebration of Nintendo, fans of the company, and of, high quality gamers that are good enough to make these high scores and climb up the ladder, make it happen. So, yeah, that was fun. All right. Thanks again for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to the rest of your podcast. Bye.